such a holy place. I am blessed peace is all that I am. I am blessed peace is all that I am. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place, such a holy place. My deepest joy, I am deepest joy is all that I am. I am deepest joy is all that I am. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place, such a holy place. I am sacred love is all that I am.
Good morning. How is everyone? Santa's gonna come pretty soon, you guys. I'm so excited. Oh, he's here. He's here. We do have a Santa here. That's right. Oh, let's see. I have a few announcements. First, let's give Marilyn a great big thank you. So beautiful, Marilyn. Thank you so much for joining us. We love it, love it, love it. This Wednesday at 6 p.m. we will be caroling in the neighborhood. Look, I said caroling and Carol walked in.
Carol's like always Carol.
So be sure and dress warm. We're caroling outside in the neighborhood here, and we have put together a card with one of our peace cranes in it, made into an ornament to give as a neighborly gift to the houses that we carol at, just for some goodwill and holiday cheer. And when we're finished caroling, we will come back to the center here at 7 p.m. for some potluck soup or snacks, whatever you would like to bring, and some maybe some games and such like that. So join us for that. Today is the second Sunday. We will have the Talking Stick Review Board after fellowship today. Where's Jeffrey? There he is, okay. Thank you, Jeffrey, for doing the Talking Stick Review Board, which is incredibly popular. People love it, so thank you so much for doing that and arranging and organizing. A couple things I want to, since it is the giving season and we're in Christmas, we have a little bit of CSL merch, they call it. Here we are. Okay, on the back, this is inspired by Gandhi. It says, "The day the power of love overrules the love of power, the world will know peace." Yeah. Cha-ching. Okay. Very nice. Next, we have a soul food CSL cookbook. So that's $30. $25 for the short sleeve. I treat it like that. That's love, right? Don't you guys throw your clothes? Don't throw the book. Just kidding. I won't throw the book. So a Center for Spiritual Life cookbook. These are $15. Great gifts. These are fundraising items for the center. Just bringing it up. So there you go. I think that's it for the what one.
Class of Miracles is Wednesday at 4:45.
Oh, good. Thank you. So at 4:45. This Wednesday is Course in Miracles, so that's a little bit earlier for the caroling, right? Thank you so much. Okay, We are going to say our mission statement together now. Here we go, all together. We recognize and realize the omnipresence of divine love as the truth of all.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the rush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the rush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
And in this sacred stillness, let us breathe together, breathing in that breath of life, breathing into the heart center, breathing into that space where we know, truly know who we are, the place where spirit dwells, the one presence, the one life, the one power of the universe, the creative source of all things, the indescribable infinity of the all good. And I know that this is all there is, and I am part of it. I am part of its power, its perfection, its good, its harmony, its peace, its unconditional love. And as this is true for me, this is true for each and every one, that we are all united in love, in harmony, in peace. and creativity. And this life is our life right now. And I declare that this truth sets us free to live a fully fulfilling life through all of these wondrous attributes that are ours. And when facing uncertainty, we each stand in spiritual principle. Divine creative intelligence flows through each, and we are guided to wise and compassionate action, letting go of attachment to outcomes. We recognize greater revelations of truth, and we choose to see ourselves and others through the eyes of compassion and understanding, experiencing all life in love and freedom. And we each have a deep faith that good is being revealed in all situations in our life. And I affirm that we are a blessing to ourselves and to each other and to each one that we meet, knowing that this divine creative life force is flowing through everyone. And for the request in that prayer chest, I know the healing power of this divine spirit is active right now, and a great healing and revelation of truth is being revealed. For the spirit is revealed in peace, in wholeness, and harmony, in abundance and health in every situation. And each request is being revealed in wholeness in accordance with the asking. And it is so. So we are blessed today with the outpouring love of everyone present, by the volunteers that give of their service, the musicians, the speaker, everyone that is here creating an atmosphere of unconditional love as we come together for a greater expansion and awareness of our divinity. So thankful, so grateful for this truth and the power and the presence of spirit. I am grateful that this is my life, this is your life, this is the life of all. And I release this word into the law, knowing it is already so, in the mind of spirit, and giving thanks as we just join together and declare, and so it is.
Holy Spirit within, help me to bloom into all that I am. Help me to love the whole of the world. I ask for beauty in myself. I ask for beauty in the world. I ask for beauty in all of humanity. Holy Spirit within, help me to bloom into all that I am. Help me to love
Good morning. Down the stairs and to the left against the wall is a happy little red box with flowers and designs. If there's something in your life that does not feel happy, please put your unhappiness and your concerns and your worries in the little box. And the practitioner will do affirmative prayer this week so that your holiday season is much more joyful. From Winston Churchill, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. The happiest people are not those getting more, but those giving more. T. Jackson Brown Jr. And for Pablo Picasso, the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the Lord, then ever praise we his power and glory ever more proclaim. His power and glory ever more
That's our own Ellen Hutto there. Thank you, Ellen, so much. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so our focus for December is, tell me what it is.
Season for giving.
Wait, a little louder.
Season for giving.
Okay.
Forgiving.
Forgiving. Forgiving. Forgiving.
Forgiving. All of the above. All of the above.
So I have the part 2 of Edward Viljoen. And so remember I said I found these awesome messages that he was doing about generosity that turns out to be the same thing I was going to say about giving. And I love it. This is part 2 of Edward Viljoen from Center for Spiritual Life in Santa Rosa.
Good morning. Some of the most generous people I know don't really have a lot to give. And I learned that a few winters ago, well, it was in the fall, where I discovered a box of free fruit in the neighborhood. A sign just appeared on one of the sidewalks in my neighborhood, and it said, "Free Asian pears. Take as many as you want." So I did. I had a bag with me at the time, and I filled it right up to the top with Asian pears, and I got my dehydrator out, and I dried them all out, and I felt so good about them. I brought them into the office in a lovely bowl and put it on in the reception area there. And that simple act started a chain reaction. One woman came in and she saw all these dehydrated Asian pears and said, "I've got an Asian pear tree, and I never think of dehydrating the fruit. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to share them, and I'm going to put them in bags, and I'm going to put them on my neighbors' porches. Rather than just let them all rot, I'm going to circulate them." And then somebody overhearing this said, "Oh, have you thought of drying persimmons?" And they went off in a conversation, but suddenly I, in my mind, was for the first time thinking about the persimmon tree in my own backyard that I had been ignoring. Do you see what happened here? One person's simple act of generosity unlocked mine. My sharing unlocked someone else's. Her sharing will likely unlock something that we have no idea about. It's a ripple effect that goes on and on and on. And that's what I want to talk about today, is the multiplying power of generosity. We can call that the economy of generosity. It multiplies itself. My way of seeing it is no matter what you give, whether it's dried fruit, or a greeting card, or a compliment, or your last dollar to help somebody do something, perhaps the real value may be beyond that gift itself. It may very well be in the ripple effect that flows on and on and on from it, touching lives that you'll never know about. Here at the center, we write a lot of cards, thank you cards, greeting cards, acknowledgement cards for acts of service, for donations, or sometimes to people who are struggling with life's changes. One person who lost her first parent, which is a very difficult thing, she came up to me a while later. She had received a card from the center, and she said, "You have no idea how much that card from the staff meant to me. And I didn't even know," she said, "I didn't even know half of the people on the card who signed it. And I didn't realize that the card could mean so much. Because I used to think that cards were overly sentimental. Didn't care for them. But when that one arrived and I opened it up, I felt this flood of emotion rise up in me, because I could imagine the kindness behind every one of those signatures of people I don't know. See, that's the first ripple. And then she said, so I've started to pay attention to the milestones in people's lives around me, the birthdays, the graduations, the this, the that. And I've started writing cards. In fact, I've become a card writing machine. That's the next ripple, And then when my mother passed away, I didn't really talk about it publicly because it was too difficult for me to fulfill my duties in public while attending to my grief at the same time. So I kept it quite close to my heart. But she found out, and she wrote me the most beautiful handwritten letter. You could just feel the care, even just from the paper that she chose. And I imagined in every stroke of the pen. See, there's the next ripple. And that then reinvigorated my paying attention to the transitions and challenges and celebrations in the lives of people close to me, and on it goes. These stories are a reminder that you and I do not have to be materially wealthy to be generous. Some of history's most generous people had almost nothing. Osceola McCarthy, she spent her life washing other people's clothing by hand. And she walked everywhere. She lived very simply, had a very simple small house, and she saved coins at a time for decades. And then at age 87, she gave away $150,000, which was a large part of her life saving, almost all of it, to help students go to college, something she never had the chance to do herself. There's the first ripple starting. Her gift inspired local businesses, leaders, people, and they started to match her gift. Then hundreds of people donated. Yes, more ripples coming. And then a billionaire heard her story and said, if that woman can give away almost everything she has, I could at least give away $1 billion. And he did. There's another ripple. And today that original gift has grown and continues to support generations of students we'll never know of. And on it goes, rippling out. Mattel Dawson, he left school at the 9th grade and he started to work at the Ford Motor Plant as a forklift operator for 60 years. And he lived in a very small apartment. He had one daughter. He drove a used car. And he saved as well a portion of every paycheck, and he invested it well. And over his lifetime, he gave away over $1 million to help, again, students get the education that he never had himself. Generosity from someone who worked with his hands, who understood. It's not about how much you make or how much you have. It's about what you choose to do with it and how you circulate it. I've seen this ripple effect in my life too, and I'm sure you have. Last week I told you about the piano that my grandmother bought for me when my family could barely afford such a thing at all, and how that gift helped me put music into focus as a potential career path for me. Well, the rest of the story is that it continued to be very expensive. And after I served in the Air Force for 2 years and I had to work to put myself through college, I could barely afford to keep up with tuition and instruments, and it became very, very difficult. And a businessman who was a distant friend of the family noticed the struggle and also my progress, and he invited me to come visit him in his office. I thought he was going to offer me a job. But But instead, what he offered was to pay $1,000 toward my education each semester as long as I stayed in school and was passing. That was the first ripple. Well, the second, really. It made a significant impact on me to receive such generosity. I was so inspired by receiving it that I remember making a note in my mind that I would do the same one day. And that was another ripple beginning to form, you know. I didn't know when it would go out. Well, when I enrolled in ministerial training in Los Angeles, one of the students in the class, in the School of Ministry with me, he was paying his way through school while he was working at the same time to do it. It was a lot to manage, and one night in class he announced to his fellow students that he just couldn't continue, he couldn't keep up with it, and he couldn't make it work financially. Ding, 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 ding. I said to myself, here it is. And so I paid for his tuition, and I watched how that rippled out into his life. I watched how it opened his heart of generosity, and I watched him do the same in the world. You know, he became very successful, and one day he called me here at the center, I was in the office. He wanted some advice for his ministry. And I was struggling a bit to pull up the information, and I shared with him that I was wrestling with outdated computer equipment at a time when our center was struggling financially. And he just listened. And do you know that the next day overnight arrived a brand new laptop for me? There it goes. Ripple, ripple. I love to think about what is it that you and I can give. Because there's a long list. Love, hope, encouragement. We can give our time, our attention, our skills. We can give compliments. We can give companionship. We can give friendship. Love is at the top of this list, as it should be. It ought to be there, because love is at the heart of all giving. Love is a form of caring, and giving without caring is weird. It becomes transactional instead of connecting. Another thing we can give is our time to each other. I remember saying to a friend of mine, let's get together sometime, you know how we say. And he said, sure. With your schedule and my schedule, that's not likely to happen. And I thought about that, and I said, no, actually, I want to see you. So we made a date right there on the spot to walk around Spring Lake, and we did. And afterwards, he told me how much he really appreciated it. And he said, I forgot what wonderful friends we are. And then another ripple started to come out. He said, I'm going to, from this moment on, make more time for friends. Because I realized today that if I'm too busy to spend time with the people I love, I'm too busy. Period. Oh, wow. And I caught myself wondering where that would ripple out to. Hope is another thing we can give to each other. And you know, hope is lovely. Sometimes hope sounds like, I believe in your ability to find a way through this. Sometimes hope looks like showing up consistently when others fall away, disappear. Sometimes giving hope is in the form of offering to make a phone call on behalf of somebody who's struggling, or to help organize the next step. And sometimes hope is just as easy as giving somebody your full, calm attention that says, you're not alone. And sometimes hope can be in the form of inviting someone who feels lost or empty to contribute in some way that works for them, you know, to give their opinion. You can ask, what's your take on this? Or to share their expertise. Show me how you do that. Or to help you by maybe water the plants. Can you help me out? Anything that helps remind them that they matter and that the flow of giving can continue through them. Another thing we could give is our skill and our wisdom. You know, when I trained for the first time to go on that AIDS life cycle from San Francisco to Los Angeles, I'd never done it before. I'd never been on a bicycle. And a friend who's a cyclist took me under his wing. I knew nothing, he knew everything. How to dress, how to change tires, what to eat, how to fit a bike. And not only did I get his hands-on experience, I got his time, his quality time. I spent time with him in his garage learning about bikes, but I also learned about him. I learned about his family. I learned about his dreams. He gave me confidence. He gave me spare tubes. He took me to bike shops. He helped me find and buy a bike. He taught me I could do this. And then that set a ripple in motion, because one day then I was out riding with a new young rider who I was onboarding and showing him the way, and he had a flat tire. Now I knew what to do. I had a spare tube. I gave it to him. I changed his tire. Oh, that was good. And then I was out with that same young rider on another ride, and he had another flat tire. But now I had no spare tube. So we got off the bikes, and I said, I'll accompany you, and we pushed the bikes on the long walk home. You know. And along comes Raymond. Who's Raymond? I don't know. He just pulled up next to us. And he said, while we were pushing the bikes, you know you're supposed to ride the bikes and not push them. We all laughed, and he got out a tube out of his trunk, and he gave it to us. And I asked him if I could pay for it, and he smiled and said no, and jumped into his car and drove away. Ripples. I thought of Raymond just last week, when I found a cell phone on the intersection just here off of Stony Point and 3rd. It was lying in the middle. I don't know how a car didn't drive over it. It was still working. So I picked it up and thought, somebody's going to call. And they did. And I answered the phone and I said, I've got your friend's phone. And they said, oh, we've been wondering where it is. And so I said, can I bring it to you? And they said, really? Do you want a reward? And I said, no. Got the address, drove up, gave him the phone, and left, seamlessly thinking about Raymond and how generosity keeps circulating through us when we let it. Wondering, where will those ripples go? We are being called today to discover what wants to move through us. To ask, what's mine to give? What ripple wants to start in me? Remembering those Asian pears, a simple sign, take as many as you want. Perhaps that's the invitation life is offering to us. But not just take, also circulate. Give generously from whatever we have, whether it's dried fruit or a card or a spare tube or time or encouragement or hope or $1,000 towards somebody's dream. To participate. Because your generosity and my generosity has built into us this ripple power in ways that we will truly never see the end of, perhaps in our lifetime. When we give, we're joining the endless circulation that is the creative power of life finding its way to express through us. So although we started with the question, what can I give? Perhaps we can take it a step further and ask, what will I give? What will I give today, this week? So that I can turn generosity from an idea into a real practice that I set in motion. Let me say it in another way. This week, give something, anything, and then watch it. Watch the ripples, but watch without attachment, because you could be surprised. Watch what returns, watch the unexpected show up, watch how it changes you, not just the recipient. And then next week, we'll explore the other half of the equation, and it's this: how receiving generously is also an active contribution to the whole. God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every starshine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Okay, as the ushers come forth, this is our opportunity to take our ideas of generosity and put them into circulation. So, if you'll take your gift in your hand and know with me that this gift is given, knowing that its ripple effect improves the circulation in the world, that it is my faith and that unlimited abundance that frees me to give generously. And our affirmation:
My heart is open and willing to give without expecting anything in return.
Give a little love, I give a little light. Comes back around and feel alright. Oh, life is good. Oh, life is good. Give a little love, give a little light. Comes back around and feel alright. Oh, life is good. Oh, life is good. Give a little light, give a little light. Comes back around and feel alright. Oh, life is good. Oh, life is good. Oh, life is good.
And great gratitude for these blessings that are gratefully received, for the generosity behind the idea. So as these circulate for the benefit of our community and our world. And so it is.
With a grateful heart and a grateful mind, I offer this sacred prayer. Thank you.
Well, I would like to welcome anyone who is here for the first time. Welcome to CSL. We have some refreshments, coffee, fellowship, conversations going on downstairs. I invite you down for that and invite you to stay for the Talking Stick Review Board, and Jeffrey will ring the bell when it's time to do that. I do want to let you know next week, we're going to talk about receiving next week, but actually we talked about receiving previously in the month, or in November. And next week we are going to have a winter solstice service. And so we're going to be celebrating and honoring the natural rhythms and cycles of the earth and opening our hearts to welcome more light into our life. We'll have a little candlelight ritual and such to honor that winter solstice. So that will be happening during the service next week. And one of the things I want to be sure that you recognize is that our Burning Bowl service is not on a Sunday morning this year. The Burning Bowl will be on the Wednesday, December 31st. It will be our Wednesday evening service, 7 p.m. on the 31st, okay? So be sure and grab a schedule if you need that. Actually, I think that's all the announcements that I have. Actually, not true. If you would like to give dollars using your debit or credit card, I can help you with that in the office. And I want to remind you, the bookstore is open if you'd like to take a look in there. And I'd like to remind you about the prayer chest down the steps and to the left. Lou was right. If you have something that's heavy on your heart or bothering you, you're anxious about it, let that go. Use the prayer chest as turning it over to God. Let that go. Write your request there, turn it over. And our dear friend Lou Kunzelman, who is a licensed practitioner in Science of Mind, she will take all those prayer requests home and she will keep those confidential on her own spiritual time. She will pray on your behalf, knowing that the good that you desire is already done, it's already complete, already within you. So thank you so much, Lou, for your service. Okay, I think we're ready for our monthly contemplation. So here we go. We're going to say this all the way down, all together. I am abundant in spirit, sharing my wealth of love, joy, and wisdom freely. Every act of kindness I perform creates a chain of love and generosity. I embrace opportunities to give, finding joy in the happiness of others. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for